Hey guys, welcome to Throwing Wrenches Garage. I'm Tom.
And this is Declan.
And we're back on the Camaro today. So this is the last day of actually doing work on the Camaro before we pull the motor. So we are scheduling that for next weekend, our time. So technically, I guess it should be the day after this thing airs. We should actually be doing the work on this thing to get it pulled. We did a little bit of work on this in the last video. It seems like a very little bit of work, actually, now.
Yeah.
When we look at that video. We didn't do a whole lot. But off camera, we already did a little bit of work today. We got the radiator out, right? Disconnected all the fuel injectors, and yeah, we got the fans out. Getting the fans out of this was a bigger pain in the neck than I actually expected it to be. There's been a bunch of things that were a little bit more awkward than planned to get out. But let's take a look at that. So this is what we're sitting with now. We have removed the radiator and the fans, all the hoses, disconnected the fuel lines, disconnected the power steering pump, removed this power steering pump, and the air conditioning compressor and alternator, just about everything else on the accessory drive motors. We're leaving the water pump on. No sense in taking that off right now. And we've disconnected most of the wires that we can get to that were connected to the actual engine itself. So next step I think we're going to do is go ahead and take the TPI off. So that'll be the next move. And I think what I'm going to try to do is try to help guide young Declan here on how to take that off. I have not taken it off before, but I want to try to get him to do most of this. So that's actually a bigger challenge for me than it is for him, because I can't keep my hands off stuff. So that's what we're going to try to do. And we're really just trying to take the TPI section off. The intake will stay on. I'm presuming that's going to make it a little bit easier for us to attach something to pull the motor out. And then once we get that done, we do also need to drop the oil out. So that we have no oil in the motor, make it a little bit easier for us to pull everything. And then we may, if all of that goes fine and dandy, we may see about taking this front nose off. I'm still sort of on the fence about taking the front nose off. It should technically help us out by taking this off, because we can get a little bit better access and get a little bit closer. I'm just a little bit worried about how many rusted bolts we're going to encounter and how tricky that might be. So stay tuned. We'll see if that works.
Okay. Got this.
So that's your throttle body. So let's see.
So what's the...
As I look at this, so what I'm seeing is these are your plenums, these tubes. This is where the air is coming through and then getting mixed with fuel. So it looks like these can come off. Let's see if we can't take them off from the bottom first. And if you can take them off from the bottom, we might be able to lift this whole thing off as one unit. So,
well,
if you follow these things...
In theory, you'd be able to. I don't know if we'd be able to lift that.
Oh, yeah, it's just aluminum. We'll be able to lift it. These pieces, you see where they curve down, and there should be a Torx nut where there's like a...
Yep.
You see it? So here, try this out. What can we get to? All right, yeah, you should still be able to get to them there. So there's one here, right? So get it in there. You can use this like a regular ratchet to just break it.
Okay.
And then once you get that first turn, hit that lever and they'll come right out. Yeah, there you go. Now you should be able to hit it with the little lever. Good? Yeah, I'll take them. I'll make sure to keep them over here. I'll get a bag going already to label them.
Is there another one in there?
I think you're going to find that there's 2 on every pair of tubes.
I don't see another one. So.
You don't?
Hmm? I mean, there's one up here, but...
Let me look. No, there is, right here. It's tough to see. You want a light?
No.
Didn't he come off with it?
I guess not. Honestly.
Thank you. Hey, nice. All right, now this side. This side is easier because they're more forward. Doesn't give you a lot of room for fingers in there, does it?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Now, let's see if that's all there was. No. Not based on how much resistance I'm feeling here. What do I miss?
Oh, isn't this is connected, and not connected to something else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not what I'm feeling here, though. I mean, this feels like it's down solid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do you think?
I don't.
You don't think? Well, do you think we should take these top screws out and maybe this thing comes off?
Maybe.
It's worth it, right? These are a lot easier to get to than the bottom ones were.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this side, you can get that side.
Okay.
So I think 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's just a different bolt on that one. Did you put all the bolts in here?
Yeah.
It seems like kind of an elaborate way to
Yeah.
just put a wire retainer in there. Oh, engineers.
Didn't want those wires going anywhere.
Like, there's a million other ways you could have done that, I guess, but that's what they chose. All right, this is ridiculous.
I know why you thought it was going to be easy to take it off. Maybe there's like something behind here.
No, that's just the cover for the distributor. It's just to make it look like it's all one unit. But it really isn't. You know what it is? I think it's gasketed. All right. So we'll pause on this one for now. All right. So the quick status update on this is we've taken basically all of the Torx bolts out of the TPI that we can, and it's not budging. So rather than pushing and shoving stuff like a gorilla, I'm going to go ahead and look this one up online a little bit before I come back out and tackle it. So we'll probably do that off camera, unless I find something really interesting, and then I'll film it later. But my guess is that maybe there's some RTV or something like that that's in there, like a silicone they're using as a gasket, and it's holding it in place, and that's why it's not budging. So we'll move on. So what do you think, Declan? Do you want to try to remove the nose?
Is it going to help us?
Yeah, it'll definitely help. You'll be able to get about 2 feet closer to the front of the car than you do right now.
Then yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see how that works then. All right. Next option. Taking off the nose. I think most of this, I did watch a video on this one. I did not commit all of it to memory. But most of this is going to be 10 millimeter bolts that we have to worry about. You're basically disconnecting this entire thing. So there's a bunch of them that are underneath. So maybe the smartest thing for us to do is to clear out the underneath of the car right now and pull out the drip trays and stuff.
Okay.
Let's do that. So let's take a look at what we got here. So we have to disconnect the lights for sure. So you just pull them. Just be careful. Kind of wiggle them back and forth a little bit. Pull them back, straight back. Just the plug wire, that plastic housing. This thing. You just sort of wiggle it and pull back at the same time, and this should come free.
Oh yeah.
You got it? There you go. Ta-da! We're not removing any of this stuff, but I think this is one of the ones that has to come out. So this nose, yeah, these two, I think those are hangers. I think we're going to have to remove this but I think that's a plastic clip, so we'll worry about that later. We don't have to take that off, but there are bolts inside here that we'll have to get.
I love when they're inside.
I know. Well, that's why I was like, I'm not sure if I want to do this. Yeah, can you see these? Feast your eyes. Take a gander. Those lovely boys need to be removed.
It's on the side.
Yeah. So what we're talking about here is those screws. I can't even show you all of them. But that is what is inside of the fender. Both sides, upper, lower, and we've got to take all of those off. And I believe, if I remember the video right, that there's like roughly 600 of those things on the bottom too. So this will be fun. See if it comes off now. Oh yeah. Want to get on that side?
Where do I carry it from? Where do I carry it from?
We're gonna just get it off now, and then we can rest it on the ground gently. Do you want me to get that side? You hold this side.
Yeah. Suppose.
Is there something still hung up?
I don't know. Maybe.
What do we miss? Oh, fog lights. I don't think these are twist and pull. I think they're just pull. But I think there's a latch. Can you feel it?
I think yours might be different.
Really?
No, actually, it's not.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Oh, good man. You got them both?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, do they pull through here now?
Yep.
Yeah, just take a little pressure off of it. All right.
And it doesn't look like a car anymore.
All right, let's do, for now, let's pick it up and we'll rest it on the body rack. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
I thought it sounded like water coming out of that, but it's acorns.
Nuts.
Great. All right. Well. Whew. That's a lot.
Oh, that's the bomb I was talking about. Like,
Yeah, it's a vacuum canister.
no, it's a bomb. It's a thermal detonator.
He's got a thermal detonator. Alright, so here's our after picture with the nose off. Definitely a lot more access to get in here without this thing there. We can definitely get in a lot closer. So it was definitely a lot of screws in weird, awkward places. It wasn't actually hard to take off. It was annoying. Right, Declan?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there you go. It's off.
You have a bunch
I got like leaves and stuff in my hair. Yeah.
I thought there was like a nutshell on the back of your head.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there was. Yeah, I'm filthy. So that is one thing to know about me. I get dirty when I work.
I don't like to get dirty.
In a hurry. And you know what's funny about that? So my dad, Papa, his friends, they used to tell me that he was famous for they could change an engine in the street in East Cambridge, and he could do the whole thing in a white T-shirt and never get dirty. Because his mom, he was the only boy in the family, and his mom doted on him, and she used to freak out when he would get his clothes dirty. So he learned to do everything really, really neat, and he liked to be neat and clean. And I don't know, that gene skipped me. I just like dive in and get dirty.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was actually productive. We had a pretty productive day today. I feel like we had like a little bit of time off camera early this morning, which is kind of nice. It's nice to do things off camera every once in a while. And then we had a couple of hours that you guys are seeing here of just tearing the rest of this stuff apart. And I feel like with the exception of the TPI, which I still have to look up, I feel like we're about at where I want it to be, except for draining oil. So I still want to drain oil on this thing, and then I feel like we're pretty darn close to where I wanted to be before we have people over to pull this thing. My expectation still is when we pull it, I mean, we still got to disconnect drive shaft, still got to make our last disconnects from the transmission, and obviously still get motor mounts off, attach the engine hoist and all that stuff. And then there'll still be little things that we forget, and little things that are attached that we didn't see. So I know we're going to have that stuff to run into, but I feel like we got the major stuff off that I was worried about, and we should be able to have much better access without this nose on here now. So we're in pretty good shape for a pull next weekend, and I'm kind of excited about it. Are you excited about that?
I'm excited to get it done.
Yeah, like to finally get it out. You know,
see if that's the problem.
We'll see what the problem is. Yeah. Like, we know there's a problem, right? You know what I'm also kind of really geekily excited to do?
What?
Is clean this engine compartment out.
Yeah, I want to do that.
I want to, like, everything, all this.
I want to get, like, a magnet that, like, picks up leaves. And just, like, put it, like, above the...
Well, we can, once we have the engine out, we'll power wash this whole compartment again.
Okay.
And then everything that might be a little bit rusty, we'll wire wheel it so we can get the rust gone, and then we'll use rust converter where we need to. We'll cover over with the red paint where we need to, and like all the framing and stuff like that. I want to get that all cleaned up, and we paint that black.
Okay.
Get it all clean. So like this thing should look, when we go to put everything back in, it should look pristine.
Shiny.
Mm-hmm. It should look like factory once we go to put everything back. This cowl can get all painted black again too. I mean, even from the factory, it wasn't really painted fully black. You can see that. So, but a good day. I think we're in a good spot. And so the next video you ought to see should be us and hopefully some friends hooking stuff up to this thing and yanking this motor out. And then we'll be on the journey of tearing the motor down to find out what on earth is wrong with it, or how many things are wrong with it. And then we'll figure out next steps and what to do next. So we're on our way, guys. I feel like we're building momentum. So it's going somewhere. We just don't know what yet. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time when we're yanking this bad boy out of here.